Whether you thought about exploring your world by trailblazing, or going to the great depths of the oceans, or playing in Winter Wonderland. And yes, you thought about reliving the night before, I'll bet you thought about capturing the moment with a camera. And in comes a GoPro. It's like the must-have accessory for capturing every single moment. So why would GoPro create the Zeus Mini, an LED light? I mean, this is a pretty hot market. There's a plethora and a great demand for better lighting when it comes to especially indoor shots. And if you're all in with GoPros already, the Zeus Mini is a natural considering it works with every single accessory. But is it really worth the $70 price tag?
So today I'm going to talk to you about lighting. I had the opportunity of getting the new GoPro Zeus Mini for basically next to nothing. I've always kind of wanted to do something a little bit different with my lighting. I love natural lighting and I don't know, it just works for me better that way. Don't get me wrong, I have had the opportunity to look at a ton of these kind of like cube lights and other like the round ring lights and everything else like that. And I've just never really bothered because I know that I'm a heavy GoPro user and no matter what I've ever done, the GoPro just doesn't really work well in low light settings. And I've looked at the new Hero 9 that's coming out here pretty soon. I got a pretty killer deal on that too. Have not ordered it yet, still debating that. But anyways, one of the big complaints is that low light is not good. So why would I suggest the GoPro Zeus Mini? Well, for one thing, it's magnetic. Not sticking to me here. Come on. Steve says he's excited too. I want to say hello. I say hello. The other thing is that this happens to plug in really well right here with just about everything GoPro related for all of your accessories. So that would be the big probably sell point for me, is that it fits really well with the ecosystem. This should get mounted onto a cold shoe adapter, no problem. If you've got one of the quarter screws, should work just fine with that as well. Just taking that little adapter piece that they make for that and sticking it really anywhere. So here are the key specs with the GoPro Zeus Mini. They claim it has 4 light settings. I can only find 3, plus a strobe light. It is waterproof, 33 feet, or about 10 meters or so. It has a diffuser. Its brightness at its max is 200 lumens, and its temperature is 5,000 Kelvin. Their current big sell feature is this new mount. So GoPro's always kind of had this clip, but with this one it's magnetic. You can really stick this to anything that's metallic. It is swivel based, so you can literally turn this thing around wherever you want to. And as with any GoPro, you can bend it in any direction that you want. It has a charging point. It's this little door right here. And it takes a USB-C, just like every other GoPro and most smartphones. So it comes with this little diffuser. And this is probably my biggest complaint with this thing, is this thing falls off this thing very easily. I could see me losing this real quickly. And like I was saying, according to GoPro's investor page, it has 4 light settings. I personally can only find 3. So it's 1, 2, and then the third one. And then the last one, strobe. And then if you want to turn it off, it just has this little off button right here. You press and hold this button until it turns off. So I know that there's probably a whole lot of questions about why on earth anyone would want to go with this when there's so many other options on the market. Well, for starters, this one is waterproof. It's pretty small as well. I mean, here's my finger. And if you have other GoPro accessories, use like your head straps, your chest straps. I mean, think about that. You could really mount this anywhere and it's already ready to go with its adapters. If you're also planning on vlogging or doing anything like that, this should come in really handy. Stick it in a pocket. I think that is probably the big sell feature, is the size. I mean, everything GoPro packs really well. I've even been impressed with the new Hero 9. That is actually the biggest GoPro that I think they've made yet. And you can still fit it in your back pocket if that's your thing. So looking around my office, and don't mind, it's pretty dirty at the moment, you can see that I film in a very natural light setting, but it gets dark, especially in the mornings. I'm filming this currently early in the morning. It's about 7:30, 7:45 in the morning. And the reality for me is that I can take this sucker and really put it anywhere. So if you're looking to boost your natural lighting, we're gonna clip this onto the back of my tripod, just one of the legs. And I can point it really in any direction that I wanna go. Just so you can see how I've mounted it, I just literally clipped it onto my tripod. Okay, setting number one, I'm just gonna go ahead and press on the power button just so you guys could see the difference. So if you're getting the natural light on this one side, but now it's kind of taking care of some of the shadows that you're seeing over here as well. Okay, this is setting number one. This is the lowest setting, and I've got the diffuser on too. We'll give it a try both ways. Setting number two, here we go, with diffuser on. And last but not least, setting number three. And I gotta just tell you, that is blinding. And I've got the diffuser on and everything. So you guys get to see, I've got 3 different settings all at once just to kind of customize it. But what I would recommend, if you're going to use something like this, is have the viewfinder, have your cell phone put someplace if you're using a GoPro, just so you can watch yourself, or use one of the mods that you can kind of add the little video screen on it if you're not using the Hero 9 with the front screen on it, and kind of play around with your lighting. To me, this kind of looks too washed out with natural lighting coming in. Way too many shadows, as I love moving my hands around. But anyway, so now we're gonna give it a try without the diffuser. Okay, so I've got the diffuser in my hand, and we're gonna start messing around with various settings. So you're on level 1, the lowest setting. And I can tell you, without a diffuser, this thing is, the LEDs on this thing are just unbelievable. Setting number 2. I mean, this is just way too much for me, this close. And then last but not least is number 3. And I'm having a really hard time staring at the camera right now. It's that much light coming in from off to the side. You can get some pretty bright ass light with this thing. Okay, so I've set up a second camera over here. Just so you guys can, does the universe like completely implode when 2 cameras kind of look at each other? It's like it doesn't know. Anyway, so you get the general idea. Just so we can kind of see what this would do with some additional lighting placed in a couple of other locations. Like I got this monitor right here. I'm just going to clip it up over here and see how distance works. Again, if you can look over here, you can see that there's plenty of natural light being cast on this wall, but on this wall facing me over here, not so good. Okay, so I set the light over here, and I'm gonna kind of allow you guys to see how well it works from a couple different angles. I'm gonna go ahead and start it on the first. Now I've got the diffuser on it. So distance to me already, just looking at my camera monitor over here, I've got the GoPro Max set up. That's what you're actually viewing me on my left. And I've got you straight ahead using my Hero 7. The Hero 7 is on 4K. I'll export that down. The Hero Max only shoots in 1080 when you're filming on Hero mode. So anyways, looking at my cell phone, the straight ahead camera, this you and me, is so-so. I mean, I'm getting the beautiful natural lighting, which I really enjoy when I have it. And when I'm looking over here, not a whole lot of difference. So just to kind of give you some different aspects, I'm going to turn it up one. And now I'm going to look over here at my cell phone, and it looks about the same. So I think I might be actually losing a little bit of light when it goes further away. I don't know. I'll have to look at it in post, but the reality is that it looks better. I am getting this side doesn't seem quite as shadowy, and if your perspective, you can see it on the other camera, is kind of pointing on this side to kind of get this side of my face a little bit more. It's a little bit better. And now we're going to go to level 3. Oh yeah. You see, it just depends on how far away you are, I think, and whether or not you're using a diffuser. So I've had an opportunity to mess around with this now a while. So the long story short is I've actually been putting this vlog off for quite some time, just because I wanted to kind of, put it in different situations. And, I'm a low-key video person. Since April, my schedule has gotten so bad that I really haven't had a chance much to do real footage, kind of like this, and start thinking about editing. But anyways, it doesn't mean I haven't had a chance to mess around with it with my cell phone, with a couple of cameras, just to kind of get a general sense for it, if nothing less than for photography. And that's worked out great, actually. And then, just so you guys can see what the hell a strobe effect would look like, kind of like on, off, on, off. Yeah, this is giving me a headache as well, so don't feel bad. But last but not least, I'm sure you want to know, how long does the battery last on the Zeus Mini? And the answer is, they say about 6 hours. And I am not probably using it for that amount of time at all. And well, let's just say you're on your bike, you're going to and from work. Even if you have an hour-long bike ride to and from, I mean, you can get away with half the week, roughly, without having to charge this thing. And if you're like me, I've got a USB-C charger just about everywhere, because I have Android phones, and I think even the new iPhones are using USB-C too. Good job, Apple, for waking up to play nicely with others to a degree. But anyways, I think a really nice addition to your go bag, especially if you are already in the GoPro ecosystem, meaning you're well equipped, you've got mounts on different things, you've got chesties you're using, your head mounts, arm straps. Think about the various possibilities if you're already strapped in and ready to go for GoPro. So they have started their new lifestyle, like apparel and stuff like that. So you can kind of get a general sense that GoPro wants to be as much of an accessory for you in your back pocket like your cell phone. From clothing and gear to mounts to backpacks and things like that. It should just be another thing. Like hell, even my Toyota Tacoma has a GoPro mount, just like this piece right here, now embedded on the windshield. So even my truck came from the manufacturer that way, with the sense that everybody and their mother would be pretty much, already part of the ecosystem. So what I would recommend, I love how tight these things are when they're new. So, I mean, generally speaking, you can take this and really just plug her in wherever you happen to be. If it happens to be this, great. If it happens to be in your truck, great. If it happens to be on your bike, slip it in, and then you can have like your GoPro shooting forward, like off of your helmet, or sticking it in your mouth, or so many options with this. So if you're looking for a really good deal. I think you can get a couple of these now for close to $100. I think at the time when they sent me this one, it was $65 retail. So probably the best bet would be is to get a couple of them at the same time, and then you can have a couple of them mounted all over the place. So anyways, would I recommend the GoPro Zeus Mini as opposed to many other lights on the market that are mobile? You know, they're small, they're compact. I would say I would consider this a good option if you are already pretty much in the know with GoPro. You've got mounts already ready to go, things of that nature, or hell, you just want a really cool magnetic clip. I mean, just as a little spare lighting, it should work out just fine. Okay, hope you enjoyed this video. It was nice to receive this. Again, I didn't have to pay very much money for this one, so hence why I hopped on the opportunity. Would I have just dealt with my poor lighting issues, as you guys are pretty familiar with this, probably.